receiving a broken email, that looks bad. It doesn't matter what you say in there, no one is really gonna read it. Hi everyone, welcome to a new episode of HubHype. How are you, Irving?
I'm good. So a little bit exhausted. Yesterday was a bank holiday, but welcome to our sixth episode. So cool.
Exactly. There's six of them right now. You can check that out. And it's one more episode talking about HubSpot and the things that have been going on in the community and also going on for us as a gold partner from HubSpot. Let me start maybe by doing a little bit of a promotion and getting that out of the way. We will be at an event in Berlin this month. So that will be the GITEX. That's an event, a tech event, usually only happening in Dubai. This is the first time they are doing that in Europe, and they decided to choose Berlin as the location. This is happening at the Messe Berlin. Am I pronouncing that correctly?
Yes, correct.
And,
Perfect.
and it's happening from the 21st to the 23rd. We will be there the whole week, basically. So if you happen to be around and if you're interested even in getting a ticket, let me know. Or Irving, because we can get that for you.
Exactly. And for those who are hearing the podcast a little bit later, it's May 2025. So
Exactly, May 22. I mean, I bet you can see by the date on the episode.
normally yes, but just in case, just to make it sure.
Just in case, if you're seeing this in 26, bad luck, but probably if it goes well, it will probably happen again. I don't know. Yes, that's it. Do you have any topics, Irving, you would like to share with the audience today?
Yeah, so the first thing I want to share is I'm super proud of the team because we are live with our new website, which is very comprehensive. We also took the opportunity to use some new features which are included in HubSpot. So one is we are using the success story functionality now. It's really comprehensive, and I invite everyone to have a look at our new website. It's much more structured. We were moving from a product focus space into a little bit more service focus space, and again, I'm super proud that the team was managing that. And I think also for our users, because the user experience is super important. They will find much more information what we are doing, why we are doing that stuff, etc. So
Exactly. I think that for everyone who wasn't aware, we were like very focused on a product. We still have the product, of course. It's a certified app for HubSpot. Really integration only for HubSpot. But we've been doing consulting services with our clients while using the product since pretty much since the beginning. And so we decided to do a new website that really formally says to the world, okay, we are here as consultants and we can help you with marketing, sales, and service apart from having our own technology. And that's something that you can now see in the web, and we're really happy that that's live. And that was really an effort from the whole team. So yes, thank you for that.
perfect,
Yeah,
love it. Yeah, I think another big topic, which I, to be honest, was not so aware of. But a colleague of ours approached us and saying, "Hey, the old leads scoring or scoring model is going away, so that's sunset. Yeah, bye bye.
bye bye.
It's sunset end of August. On the one hand side, I think it's good because you see that HubSpot is improving and HubSpot is bringing more and more standard functionality in their systems. And the new model, let's say it's not a new model, but the functionality really helps you much more as a client
Better.
to walk you through a predefined process. And I would like everyone to invite, so to say, to use the new functionality because August, yeah, it's in 3 months, but 3 months are going very quickly. So think about your existing scoring model. If this is still working, maybe you do a trial with our product because that's automated scoring then. And but I want to make everyone aware of that. That's going to be sunset. And I think it's always a good opportunity to rethink your existing scoring model.
Exactly, and that's something I think that companies working with the scoring models are doing or should be doing to make sure that's updated and accurate as possible. And before, with property scores, if you wanted to have a two-dimensional lead score, you would have to do some calculation and have two different properties working at the same time to have that two-dimensional. And right now it's much better, right? You have in one place behavioral and demographic scoring. And I mean, it's much easier to set up, let's say that way. So like in the background, the idea is the same and the concept is the same. And the let's say that the majority of the work that you have to do is really to think about how that works and align your teams to comprehend how the scoring is then can be then interpreted by the whole organization. And that's something that we can help you as well, for sure, but that's a pre-work that you have to do because the implementation is rather simple, but it's getting easier now with the new stuff. So that's good news. The bad news, I mean, you have to adapt that to the new one because the old ones will be sunsetting, which means they will probably not, for sure. I don't think is really the properties are really like going away, disappearing, or they are
No,
not being calculated anymore.
what I understood is that they are still somehow working, but you do not have any access to make any adaptations or adjustments to those ones. And also, it's like a project, so you have to plan it because normally you're using this in reportings, or think about your nurture programs where you may be reflecting into that. So there's a cool functionality, but I think a lot of people know that. So if you look at the property, you see always where it's used. So you will see in which filters are they used, in which workflows are they used, etc. So really make a project out of that. And that would be my recommendation. But I think it's not going away for now.
Exactly, that's my impression. Yeah, you can still see them, but you cannot update them. You cannot add any criteria,
Exactly.
and HubSpot will not update anymore that, so that won't be calculated anymore. At least you have it as history that you can kind of replicate to the new lead scoring app they have inside the Marketing Hub. But that's how far it goes. So you definitely need to do that if you're not aware. Absolutely.
Perfect.
Yeah, so another thing I would like to, I saw that by chance, actually. I was not looking for it, but, in the menu, we had that library, which was like random things. So they now kind of took that away. I just saw that today. And they put the things like it's much, much organized and structured. So for instance, meeting scheduler was in the library, which I never really understood why. And now it's in the sales menu, which makes more sense. And then while looking into it, I saw coaching playlists. And when you go to coaching playlists, it's basically a place where you can create playlists based on your best performing call recordings. So let's say that you have several sales reps creating or doing calls inside HubSpot, and then there's a few calls that you would like to store because they went really well, they converted the lead, and for that reason you can put them here in coaching playlists to make sure that other sales rep can learn from your best performers, sales reps as well, right? So you can create different playlists on different topics and store those very good calls in here. So then even when you have new people coming in, you can say, look, this is an example of a very good call that you can replicate.
Exactly.
And this is very, very cool.
And it's good for training your other salespeople
Exactly.
as well. Yeah.
Exactly. I think it's good for training, and it's good that that dimension is more and more being considered in HubSpot, not just the operational stuff. So that's very cool. Another topic that, I'm not sure if this is exactly like a brand new update, but for me, it's not. It's kind of new, which is the preview. So when you preview an email, a marketing email, You can preview it as a contact to see how that looks, but now you can as well preview in your email client. So then you can see, maybe we'll then in the YouTube recording, you can see how that looks. You can choose preview based on the email client, and you can see how the email is behaving in different email providers. So Outlook, Gmail, and then you can see as well the different devices and even dark mode. So I know this might seem like a little thing, but sometimes email providers really, show the email in a different way. And this helps you to make sure that your email is the most responsive as possible. So I think this is a very cool update as well for the email marketing teams.
Yeah, they're really helping the marketers to get better and better and better. And also, I just read an article about delivery rates, etc. So
Yeah.
it really helps you also to bring your open rates much higher, and also the people where you send your emails to have a very good feeling how it should look like. It's perfect. I like it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, this has a lot of impact in how your brand is perceived at the end of the day.
yeah, I
Receiving
agree.
a broken email, that looks bad. It doesn't matter what you say in there, no one is really gonna read it.
I
So
agree.
that's very cool.
Yeah, another update I saw, Lisa, was I just saw that yesterday. There is a new beta version coming out on the 7th of May 2025, where you can, so what I understood, where you can create automatically contacts in your CRM, so in HubSpot,
Okay.
out of social interactions. So whenever you are mentioned somewhere out there, I think in LinkedIn or whatever, then it's creating a auto contact in your CRM system. So I requested a beta so that we can find it out, and maybe in our next episode we can talk about that one, because that really, for me, sounds super interesting, because we tried out Apollo to get more contacts in our system. Since we are based in Europe, GDPR is always a topic for us. So, and you can assume if you are in interaction with a guy in LinkedIn or whatever, you can auto create them in HubSpot. That would be super nice, because just imagine what workflows we can build then. So when you had a conversation in LinkedIn, you can feed them automatically in a workflow and saying, hey, we were just in connection on LinkedIn. What do you think about that? Or you do a little bit of a survey, because the survey tool is enhanced as well in HubSpot. So this will open a lot of more space in the whole workflow thing. So that would be great.
And is the trigger like I don't know how much you looked into it, but the to create a contact is really that you have to be mentioned, or you're kind of getting into a conversation with.
So exactly. So the description is saying, so when you are mentioned, or when you are also approaching other people in LinkedIn, it's automatically coming in. But therefore, I want to do the better to really report a little bit more on that one.
Yeah.
Because that would be nice. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's interesting, especially if you are running like a multi-channel outbound campaign while you're doing like email, and then you're doing as well social. Um, that's pretty cool, and it kind of gives a more integrated view of LinkedIn. I think they might be working with other social channels, or is it just mentioning
I
LinkedIn?
think so. I think so that it's working with more than one social channel. For sure, you have to have a connection. But this is exactly why I requested a beta. Again, on the 7th of May, it's coming out. And then we will report a little bit in our next HubHype,
Yeah,
how it's working, how to set it up, and our big learnings. Yes.
yeah, that really
Cool.
sounds promising. Cool. All right, so for me, I would just like to talk to you about something that I did a video not so long ago about conditional logic. That's nothing new in HubSpot. but that's something that I really recommend everyone to have it, to have a concept for it. Basically, conditional logic lets you choose a property every time another property gets filled with a specific value. So you know that you have the right information when you're creating a record and you have it at the right time, right?
Hmm.
And I created a video for that. We can put the link somewhere in the description. And you can go directly to properties, and there's a tab there, conditional logic, and you can create a conditional logic for any property as long as that is a enumerational property. So
Hmm.
a select or a drop down or a checkbox, so like number, scores, or free text field, that wouldn't work. But you can do that in the property, and then the conditional logic will work anywhere that property goes, in forms or directly in the record if you're just editing in the record. You can also, and that's like mostly the most common case study I can see, that when you're creating a record, let it be a deal or a contact or a company, then based on a certain type of property, a certain value, you can make sure that that is dependent on the completion of another property, and you can make it required for your sales rep. So you know that every time someone puts number of employees, that you also can have information about the annual revenue or any other, right? So just build a concept for that, and the implementation is quite easy. You can, as well, let me know if you need any help. But the thing is really to build a concept for conditional formatting, that you make sure that the specific properties are dependent as well, or have another property dependent to be filled on, and then you have all the information you need to have your deals, and to have your contacts, and do not miss information, because the reality is sometimes sales reps that are responsible to create deals that sometimes might miss one or two information that is important for reporting or important for converting the lead. So then you make sure that everyone is doing that and is.
Yeah, I agree. The other thing is also when you build such a logic in showing conditional fields in views. So because normally it's like that. So if you open up a deal as an example, you are overwhelmed with all the fields you have to fill in, or you should fill in.
Yes.
But then you can really build a chain of thought, so to say,
Mm-hmm.
and everything is filled. So that's super important. I totally
Exactly.
agree.
Exactly. All right. Any other topic from you?
Yeah, so maybe one thing. So currently we're doing a migration from Salesforce into HubSpot. So first of all, I want to recommend our white paper, what we wrote, I don't know, 6 months ago or something, but it's still actual. So it's all about planning. So you have to find out the requirements, which data you need, in which format do you need it, etc. So just a hint, really do good data quality topics upfront before migrating that to HubSpot. What is really great in HubSpot is that you also can store your activities you have in other systems, which means if you send an email to a prospect or to a contact, you can store that in HubSpot, and you will not lose the whole stream of activities with your clients. You can just import it and in HubSpot, and then you see it. And again, using the Copilot afterwards will also recognizing all the conversation you had, so you're not losing anything. But you have to plan it. So because we were at the client, it was a great workshop. We defined everything. Now we are more or less ready to go after 3 weeks or so. That's brilliant.
Yeah, that's really cool. I mean, really, sales reps really need that activity
Yeah.
history, because otherwise, if you would just import contacts and companies and opportunities, I mean, for the system, it's like they are brand new, and the sales rep would lose any activity they have prior to that, and that would not be fair. So that's really important that you are considering activities and importing them into HubSpot. Yeah, but I mean, it has been a really, really cool project to migrate Salesforce to HubSpot. So, yeah.
Perfect. So what was your best thing this month in HubSpot, Lisa?
I don't know. I mean, I probably would say because there's so many things, right? The Spring Spotlight just is available as well with a bunch of new updates. I haven't had the chance to really see the whole thing, but I would say that the highlight was where you just mentioned the migration, right? Because
Okay.
migration projects is something that I really like to do. And when you are setting up a system from scratch, it's a whole different thing than grabbing one which has a lot of data in, which I as well love those type of projects. But to start from scratch and to migrate from one system to another, it's really really exciting, and I really love that. So I think that that's the highlight of the month for me.
Okay, cool.
What about you?
So my highlight of the month is really the again, and it's always a highlight, I would say, is the uploading feature from HubSpot. Now, really, because first of all, you can consume a lot of data there, and it giving you errors. You do not have to go back and forth again. You can really do everything in the screen. So, for instance, for people who are doing this more often, they know, but you can, sorry, you can create fields there. You can manipulate the data there without exiting the screen. You can do it where you are. In this case, I had to map 125 fields, which is a lot. And for sure, the Excel, when you're uploading the Excel or the CSV or whatever you want to upload, the challenge is always you have to go back or manipulate the data outside of HubSpot. That's not the case. You can really do that in there. And that's really a highlight. And the other thing is, because some of our clients asking, so what do you do the next time? Because you have just a snapshot from last week. You can, and that's a feature which is existing a long time. You can reuse this template and just say, okay, I want to reuse this template, and then the mapping is already there.
Yeah,
And that's really, it saves so much time.
you just updating the new data.
Exactly. And it's not only for migrating, it's also when you are on an event and you have the same template, you just upload it and everything is good. So that was my highlight.
Yeah, which is somehow related to mine.
Sure.
Because it's about the migration project. Let's not forget the amount of work you always have when you are receiving those CSVs from the client, because you cannot just upload them like that most of the
Would
time.
be nice.
So that's a huge work. But yeah, the upload functionality is really cool.
Alrighty. Good.
All right, so I think that's it for today. Next month, we are actually recording this on the 2nd of May. So I think that the next episode will still happen this month. But yeah, I hope you liked it. And if you have any questions, please let us know. Follow us on LinkedIn, and see you next time.
All right. Bye bye.
Bye bye.